Hello and welcome to IOI Insider. We are kicking off today's stream with another look back at the Hitman 3 launch trailer. My name is Travis. I'm joined today by Clemens.
Hello, everyone.
And we are going to be revealing a brand new season for Hitman 3 in the next 30, 40, 50, 60 minutes. Let's see how long the stream lasts. We're live right now from the Copenhagen studio, so we always want to give a shout out to everyone in Malmö and Barcelona, our other studios. We'll have to do a road trip and do live streams from other studios as soon as possible, as soon as it makes sense.
Barcelona live stream is going to be great.
Yes. So we are in a refreshed streaming studio today. We have an awesome shelf. If you have ideas for what should be on it, what we can hide in amongst it for you to find. Tell us your suggestions. We have a whole load of stuff, including some stuff from the merch store that we have, the IOI merch store, which Clemens is modeling so well. Is it a hat from Gamescom? No.
No, that's a Honda cap. I forgot to take on a Hitman hat.
Other car manufacturers are available. Yes, Zombie Boy 3, great spot. I can see one comment that's talking about audio being weird. We did tweak the audio today.
So and we had last minute audio fixes.
Yes. So if you're hearing a few strange things, then we are also listening. We are monitoring. We are tracking. We will fix the issues as much as we can. So it's great to be back. It's great to be talking Hitman 3.
You upgraded to a notebook.
Yeah. It's so that I have all the stuff here that I want to talk about and hide. It's easier to see it. There's actually nothing in the notebook. The notebook is empty. It's just paper wrapped around the cover. But those are the production secrets that you don't need to know about. So we're going to be talking new season.
Yes.
We've teased it already on social media.
We have.
We have about 17 minutes until the scheduled tweets go live with the trailer. So we have 17 minutes to get to that point of the show. Mm-hmm. Spoiler alert. We're also going to be talking featured contracts.
That's correct.
Because we've got new selections for the Season of Lust.
We got them. They're actually in the game right now. Yes, they're in the game right now.
Yeah, but don't
go in.
Stay on. Yet. Stay tuned. We'll reveal them.
Yeah.
Before you've played them. We're obviously going to be looking ahead to the season, what's coming up. And there's other cool stuff that we're going to be talking about, a few points here and there, as well as finding time for your questions as well. I keep looking over here because that's where I am, but I'm actually supposed to be looking here.
Yeah,
so.
We do both do the same. I can see that. And actually, that's right. Someone was very sharp in the comments. It's a Honda motorcycle logo, not the car. Just saying.
Yes. So
game recognized game.
We also need a little bit of maintenance before we start. In the sense that for the last couple of months, I think, we've done a regular stream and then we've done a IOI Insider Extra stream. And we didn't have an Insider Extra stream in the middle of August, which we wanted to do, and I think we might have ended the previous stream by saying that there would be one.
Yeah.
We basically had to manage a lot of vacation time in the studio. It's July, August where that happens a lot. So we just didn't find the time to get enough people enough content for it to be worthwhile to do one. So we put our efforts into making this one as good as possible.
Yes, and then I will confirm now, just saying it.
Yep.
There will be one in September.
Yep.
We have a cool guest lined up and a very cool show in the brewing. So stay tuned for that, and we will have a date when we get a little closer. But it's going to be really good. I'm looking forward to it, to be back, to do some cool stuff with some developers. It's going to be great. So the extra stream is coming back. It's not dead. It just took a long nap.
It took a long vacation. I'm moving closer to the mic to help the comments about audio. And taking some water. So, yeah, that's our agenda for today. To talk through what's coming up in the game in the short-term future and also ever so slightly to slightly further along. But I think it makes sense that we give our stream viewers an early look at the new season reveal trailer. It's going live on social medias in 14 minutes, so there's no need to capture it and put it on Reddit. Let the YouTube algorithm do its magical thing, give it its views, watch it on Twitter when it comes out. But if you are watching the stream and you're here for the reveal of the new trailer, then we're going to show you that now, let it do its talking, and then we'll be back to talk more details about what's coming up throughout the next few weeks of Hitman 3.
I just want to say one thing.
Go on then.
Before we press play. World premiere.
Okay, so we changed the order around of the last two, but Act 5 is the trailer we're going to run now. So take a look at the next season of Hitman 3.
Well, hello, 47. After so much sinful indulgence, I'm sure you must be famished. And I have just the right task for you. My piggy friend is a real gourmand, and it shows, so he can't really move around. It's the nature of a pig. Go find him. He will give you his wish list for an appetizer that he is preparing. Bring him what he wants, and he will reward you. Now go, 47. Fill the pig.
First person who says pineapple pizza in chat can send us a message and we'll send you a prize. Pineapple pizza is what you've got to write in chat. We know you can't hear us. Pineapple pizza. There we go. Okay, so we're going to look back. That was just a fun game. Pineapple pizza, whoever it was that wrote it. Only the first person. Send us a DM. We'll check the chat. We'll send a screenshot of what we can see, and that person wins some magical prize that we'll make up.
What you just saw was the reveal of the upcoming DLC, the season of Gluttony, starting on Tuesday next week, August 31st. And it looks delicious. I'm just saying that.
Yes. So let's break down everything that is going to be in the season of Gluttony premium content. So this is the 7 Deadly Sins that brings with it new items. It brings a new escalation, brings new suit. We'll put that up on screen for you so you can take a look as we talk through it. All available on August 31st. So
the Profligacy suit is the suit you get when you play it. And you got the Maximalist shotgun as well. It's one of the same themed items. And then you got the Bubble Queen gum pack. It's chewing gum. And then, of course, the DLC mission escalation, the Gluttony Gobble.
Yes. So all of this is available August 31st for $5 or regional equivalents. And you can buy all of the 7 Deadly Sins as part of the 7 Deadly Sins collection for a reduced price. You basically get one of them for free. So a few things to talk through about the content, the premium content this month, as you can see here. Obviously, the suit, it does have a cape.
It has a cape.
47 is going all in. All in on Gluttony. I think there's details that you can see on the suit that if you have the bigger view, you can see there's a lot of food on there. I think there's some cutlery as well. A lot of attention has gone into making it resemble the Sin, of course. We always say that they're Sin themed. Mm-hmm. So all in on Gluttony was one of the things the team were excited about, was to really have this idea of going all in on like an over-the-top, sort of luxurious. I mean, it's trying to find other words than gluttonous is really hard, but you get the idea. It really should match the theme.
In Danish, we have the word froseri.
There you go. Any Danes in chat or anybody who understands Danish knows what that means. That's
and also,
not me.
I mean, as soon as you boot up this mission, you will see that from the intro to when you go around in the. It's in Chongqing. I think people saw that in the trailer, but it's in a reworked version. And then there is these very, very, let's say, peculiar things you have to do to satisfy this pig.
Yeah, so the pig is the animal for this season.
Which makes sense.
It's Gluttony. So let's talk a little bit about some of the items. I immediately saw some questions. So yes, let's talk them through a little bit. We talked about the suit. It's got a cape.
Maximalist shotgun.
That's a sawn-off shotgun,
Yeah.
which is pretty cool. Also, you'll notice that 47 is using correct trigger discipline.
Yes,
which
he has. He has proper trigger discipline. I think that's a very nice thing.
Always, he's a professional.
Always, of course. Even wearing a cape, he's still professional.
We also have the Bubble Queen gum pack, which is a sedative item, which is obviously gluttony themed because it's
Travis,
something you want to consume a lot of, right?
How does it work?
So how it works is it's an item that you can place, and it will, as far as I can remember, it will attract the attention of an NPC, and they will come over, they will put it in their pocket, and then shortly after, assuming they have pockets, even if they don't have pockets, they find pockets. We have a history of magic pockets.
Just smacking
it goes somewhere, and then they will consume it, and then because it's laced with not only the 4 fantastic flavors that you will experience in the Gluttony Gobble Escalation, but also 47 has put some sedative poison in there, so they're gonna get knocked down.
They're gonna get knocked down. They're gonna get tired. They're
gonna fall down.
Yeah.
So that's how the Bubble Queen gum pack works, and of course, all of these items, I know the gum is at least. I think the shotgun too, definitely the suit, is part of the Gluttony Gobble Escalation, which, as you said, is in Chongqing, and that's where you saw a little bit about some of the characters, some of the new NPCs. Some of you found them early. Congratulations.
Good for you.
Some of these masked individuals found their way into the game earlier than maybe planned. Maybe it's a teaser of what's to come. Who knows? Who's to say it wasn't on purpose? All of that plays out in the Escalation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can play it already on Tuesday.
And that's the important thing, yeah. Available August 31st, so it's going to be next Tuesday that this is when the season of Gluttony starts.
It starts. With a very cool roadmap video.
With a cool roadmap video that you do not want to miss. So make sure you see that. Right now it's hard for us to track feedback, but we will look at it. Is the gum single use? I think so. I think when I used it, I had one of them, and it was single use. I think so. I will check. I can load a build up and run it. I did play it, but I wasn't paying attention to all of these details, so it's great that you can be here to ask us the questions. Yeah, and it's the season of Gluttony, so we got a whole bunch of cake.
Yeah.
So, I mean, come on by. You can share some if you want. I'm going to have another bite. Cake for everyone.
Cake for everyone.
Also, if there's cake, shout out to Cake as well.
Cake.
If you're in chat, Cake, this is cake for you.
You want cake?
Our man in the van wants cake, so...
Cake.
He's also going to eat some cake. Okay. So we've talked about this. Let's talk a little bit about the mechanics of the escalation. What's actually happening there? So you saw some of the new characters with the masks. You saw the pig. The pig plays a pivotal part.
That was a lot of peace
in the escalation. So you have to feed the pig, and the pig has some very specific requests, let's say.
Yeah, and he has need to use very specific methods.
And very specific methods
to get those
to achieve those results.
Yeah.
But the pig will reward you. So
I will just give you a quick FYI. It's very important that you read the intel that the pig gives you when you meet the pig for the first time. It will give you these intel because it actually tells you there, and it's just very important to read the small details.
Yes,
it's all in there.
Read the intel. It's one of those ones where it starts to make sense once you get your hands on to it.
I kept doing it wrong the first time. Because I didn't read the intel. I got
exactly.
This.
So read the intel. We say it all the time with elusive targets. Read the briefing. On this one, read the intel. It makes sense. It's really cool when you get used to it, what you've got to do.
I just want one more thing. It's not that you're going to fail. Sorry to interrupt. You're not going to fail if you do it wrong. It will just mock you. But it will make it dramatically more rough.
We can make this easier for people. Let's show people the intro to the Gluttony Gobble Escalation, which will do a decent job of explaining what you have to do. If you've got questions, come back afterwards. Let's take a look at the intro.
Well, hello, 47. After so much sinful indulgence, I'm sure you must be famished. And I have just the right task for you. My piggy friend is a real gourmand, and it shows, so he can't really move around. It's the nature of the pig. go find him. He will give you his wish list for an appetizer that he is preparing. Bring him what he wants, and he will reward you. Now go, 47. Fill the pig.
There we go. So when you launch the Gluttony Gobble on 31st of August, that's the intro briefing that you will get.
Yep.
Fill the pig. It makes sense. The pig is sort of, he's ready to eat. You gotta feed him. Awesome. Right. So let's talk a little bit about other 7 deadly sins. Let's look a little bit into the future, just a little bit. You got a teaser of this, a little taster of this earlier in the stream. We, I think it was with the Dartmoor Garden Show.
That is correct.
Trailer that we released way back at the start of this month, wasn't it? 5th of August.
5th of August.
That rings a bell in my head. So
that is also correct.
The Dartmoor Garden Show was a new event that came into the game, and at the end of the trailer, you probably noticed that the order of the sins that we've been rolling with since March flipped. We did this on purpose. This was because we, through developing the content, we basically saw how they were developing, what it was playing out, and ending with Wrath felt better than ending with Envy. So that's what we did. We flipped it round. So when you see the ending now of the trailers, and they are that way around, that's how we've got them. Which now means that we haven't exactly said which sin it was, but we have shown you the sort of order that we were going with. So we are going to have the season of Envy is going to start after the season of Gluttony, and then we are going to have the season of Wrath to wrap up the 7 deadly sins. Travis pronounces Wrath the American way. Is there more than one way to pronounce Wrath?
Wrath? What do you say?
Wrath.
Wrath.
Hello, I'm British. I say Wrath. I still say Wrath. I can't get it. Okay, not that anyone in text can try and Wrath. Okay, Wrath, whatever you call it. The one where you get mad and angry. That's at the end. Yes. Wrath. Is that a thing?
No, I don't think it's a thing.
Wrath.
No.
I like all the people guessing. I can imagine like a mixtape of me just going Wrath. No, we've had musical stuff before. Your pronunciation is also correct in America.
Okay,
Wrath at the end sounds better. Yeah. We were super pleased with it as well. It was a decision that the team looked at it and decided it would make sense. Our live team, who's basically the awesome team making all the content that's coming out, 7 Deadly Sins, plus the new the items, things like the Gold Baller, things like that's coming out later on. All of that stuff is done by the live team, and it felt right that Wrath was at the end. So that's how it's going to be. Envy, then Wrath.
But it makes sense.
Yes.
Especially when you play it.
But we are talking Gluttony today. So
yes, back to Eden.
We have, you mentioned it before as well, we have a full trailer coming out with the roadmap trailer for the season of Gluttony. That's going to come out on August 31st, the same day as the season starts. And that's when we'll reveal the full palette of content this season. So there will be a new elusive target, there will be new featured contracts, there will be new stuff there that you're going to want to see. So stay tuned for that on August 31st. That's when you get the full roadmap. There's a few other things we need to get through. So also on August 31st is when we have server maintenance. The server maintenance is going to be at the same time as usual. We will have blog posts and tweets that will talk about this. But we are doing things slightly differently this season, in the sense that we don't have a game patch coming to start the season of Gluttony. That's usually what we do where we go in for maintenance, we have a game patch, everyone comes back in. There is going to be a minor patch on PC, but for all other players, the season will just start. It will be a server update when the content becomes available. Of course, the DLC is on the store. And one of the reasons for us to do that is that you'll find out in the roadmap trailer is the season of Gluttony is actually one of the shortest seasons. So we are taking the time to double up the energy and the resources of the team to sort of jump this patch, skip this one, and then go ahead to the next game patch, which is going to land in September. And what that does is it allows us to focus our efforts on the patch that's coming up, as well as starting to look ahead to 2022 and give us more bandwidth and more resources there. So, of course, we'll be talking more specifics about looking ahead to 2022 and what's coming there, what the plans are. We're also going to be talking more about what's coming up in the next patch, which is going to be end of September. So, two things there that we want to clarify is that it's still possible for us to deliver a full season of content without a patch because of how the game is structured. So we're sort of set up for that. And also the other thing we want to be clear about is that the next patch in September, so the next patch that we have, the one, as you now know, that will launch the Season of Envy, that is going to be the patch where we will reintroduce Shoulder Swap. So that's happening as well. Yes, so we have that looking forward to. That's coming up.
Yes.
There's a few other things that we want to talk about as well. Sort of like very exciting things. So Hitman 3, actually today is the release day in Japan, which is really awesome. So in Japan on PlayStation Store, we have Hitman 3 out, which is great. We have full text localization into Japanese. That's the menus and the UI, as well as the in-game dialogue. Subtitles are fully localized as well. So PSN in Japan, the game is out there. It's really cool to have a new audience. It's also great that this far down the line, you could say, since the original launch, that the game is out in Japan. So that's awesome. As well as Japanese, we mentioned this on a stream before, we have other languages. So
That's true.
these languages are actually in the game right now, and that's on all platforms. So if you want to play with UI and in-game text in Russian, that is possible. We also have traditional Chinese and simplified Chinese. They are in-game now as of the last patch and on all platforms. So that's another thing we wanted to talk about. And the other thing, Clemens,
people are happy about shoulder swap.
Is you.
Yes.
What's happening here?
Yes. So
While I eat cake.
So you can eat cake. So I actually said most of it in the beginning, I think. But it's the that we are returning the IOI Insider Extra stream is also coming mid-September, and we are lining up a very cool guest for you guys, and also see some feedback coming in for what you guys want to see, and also we want to do some studio tours as well for you guys, so you can experience to be behind the curtain somehow, doing some cool things. Maybe have a developer showing you the different branches and areas we have that we can show. We can't show everything, but we can show something. So that's also something that we want to do in the near future. But it's going to return and it's going to be great. I'm looking forward to do it because I really like doing the extra streams. It gives us a little more to go in depth with some smaller things, not necessarily big topics as shoulder swap. We can do some shoulder swapping if you want to do in that extra stream. But it's definitely going to be cool to be back. And looking forward to do that and with a cool guest as well. So,
yep.
And as long as I remember, we do have very cool display offers right now. As you can see behind me, maybe if you can see that, we have new from the new location. What's it called, Martin? Location? Yeah. Location Collection. That's the name of them. Where we have a lot of the Hitman 3 and 2 and 1 collections, locations for Display, and they're very, very cool. And we are joining up with Display right now to give you all 25% off on all the Hitman collections on Display. All you gotta do is use the code HM25. But doing that, you get 25% off your next purchase. And it's live now, and it's going to be live in the next 10 days. So you can go and browse and check out these cool, very cool locations. We've got a bunch of them. They're really, really nice. They got a lot of color. You can go more dark if you want to go dark more. Mendoza and the Sapienza are very bright and colorful, so it might be easier to sell to the girlfriends or boyfriends. I don't know. But they're really cool, and they come in all sizes. So go check it out. I encourage you to go to display.com and check it out because they are really cool. And we got a set. 25% on all the Hitman collections.
Cool. Right. So before we jump to questions, let's just summarize everything that we talked about. So next season in Hitman 3 is Season of Gluttony, kickstarted by Act 5 of the 7 Deadly Sins premium content. Then I threw my paper on the floor, so that's not helping. Then we have... we switched the order of 7 Deadly Sins. So Wrath is now at the end. We have feature contracts.
Oh, yeah.
We did that. I'm doing the rundown.
Yes.
The Gluttony roadmap is coming August 31st with full content that's coming in that season. alongside the update itself when the content goes live. There is no patch for the content. Next patch is going to be coming in September with what was it? What was it again? The shoulder swap. Shoulder swap is coming back into the game.
This has been the
And the game is out now in Japan with Japanese localization, text localization. We have Russian, traditional Chinese, and simplified Chinese in the game right now on all platforms. IOI Insider is returning mid-September. We have awesome display offers and featured contracts still to talk about.
Contracts. Just before we go to this picture, Martin, I want to say, because usually on the IOI Insider Extra stream, we highlight with the developer that picks them the 3 contracts. We highlight the 3 contracts on that stream. But because we didn't have the extra stream this month, I went back, got in the engine room and did it myself. But I thought that the 3 winners or picks shouldn't get cheated for some highlighting. So I picked the first one we're gonna show is the Dartmoor Garden Massacre.
Like Texas Chainsaw.
Yeah, I know, but by Bulker, and it's a very cool one. I can tell you one thing that is really cool. This is the story in this is it's both inviting you to use a lot of different tools. It also, like for instance, or poison and stuff like that. But it also has a very cool story and a narrative written around the Dartmoor Garden Show characters. So I indulge you to all go in and experience this one. It's very cool, and congratulations, Bulker. You are highlighted in the game right now. The other one I'm gonna also play, and this was really, really fun. It was the Casanovas from by Potus.exe.
Let's go with that.
What would you say?
I would say featured creator. I would dodge a bullet.
The Casanovas, you're going to Berlin, and you're going to take out these so-called Casanovas, who are like these they are fake dating profilers or something. Okay. The story around it is hilarious, very well made, and it's an excellent contract, and it's challenging, but also I think I completed it quite well. But I can see a lot of
look at me, I completed it
quite well. But I didn't get a good score, but I know how to get a good score, So I saw like the possibility what I should do better, and this as well from the contract creator. How would you say the next name?
Coming from Glogo
is, and it's Romeo and Juliet, and this had me thinking out.
Okay, so don't bang on the table when we have.
Sorry. Yeah,
I saw that before. We won't bang the table anymore. Go ahead.
I will strip my hands to the chair. Romeo and Juliet. It is really, really fun as well. They all are. There's a lot of fun. It's not the only 3 that are fun. There's a lot of great contracts. But this one especially is really good because you have to take out the 2 targets by poison, Romeo and Juliet. But there's witnesses that you have to take care of as well, and you can't kill them. So you have to do like a bit of puzzle to get them out. And they're in a pretty, let's just say, there's a lot of people in that area where they are. So it's quite puzzling, and I thought it was really hard. So I tried to do like I did with Victor last month, was that we tried to do the fun and creative one, the more story-driven one, and then the more puzzle one. And I think this fits that theme very well.
Yeah.
So I think congratulations to all of you, and I indulge you. A lot of you people have probably played it already, but I encourage you to go in and get on those leaderboards. And I'll see you there and battle you for the top. And I just want to highlight one thing that they did this month, which was really, really cool with the Lost feature contracts.
Who's they?
It was it was made. I can't remember who made it, but they made a sum up of all the contracts for all platforms. So let's just show that. So now we're featuring everyone almost. No,
these are all the featured contracts.
These are all for each platform. That people made. It's a little hard to see here, but go into hitmanforum.com, and the bottom of the page of the submission thread, you can see the entire, all the PC contracts, all the Xbox contracts, all the PlayStation contracts. And I really indulge you to go in and try a lot of them because they are really, really good.
So these were the submissions?
All the submissions, yeah.
Oh, okay. So some of the ones that also didn't get featured were still submitted. So these are like the best runners-up.
Yeah. But this is all of them. That's all that they made up. It's really, really cool. And I think that this overview was amazing. Because normally we scroll through, but this just really highlighted everything, and I think that's really good job on doing that, and also to make it a little more easy for people going and find the contracts to play, those that didn't get featured.
Okay.
So congratulations! These 3 contracts are amazing, like a really, really good job. I really enjoyed them, and I hope you will too.
Cool. So I'm seeing 2 questions, and I'm going to throw them both at you one at a time.
Go.
First one. How do people submit a contract if they want to get featured? I see lots of people saying, I can get featured. I'm awesome. How?
Yeah, okay. It's what you do is that every month we go in on Hitman Forum and we create these threads. They are highlighted and they are pinned, so they are at the top under the Hitman 3 category. In there, you will be able to find, when they're up and running, you'll be able to find the Season of Lost official submission thread. In here, there's a little guide on how you do it. It's basically just giving us the ID of the contracts. It has to be themed around set what theme we are setting. In this case, we're doing it on the 7 Deadly Sins.
Yep.
And then we want asking for some information, of course, of the contract, but then also a description and why you think this contract should get featured.
Okay.
Because that is really important. In the beginning, I remember people just wrote something, but like it's cool. It is cool, but some go in and just follow those guidelines, and you will be everyone can be featured. It's not only the. I mean, there's also new people in there that we haven't seen before. New players that came in with Hitman 3.
Yep.
That we also there's no the names and platforms doesn't matter. It's just the content, and then we pick a lot of them and we play as many as we can of those, and then we pick the final 3 out of those.
Awesome. The other question, is there going to be a reward for completing 60 featured contracts?
Oh, yes.
Okay, there is.
But more on that later.
More on that to come. Not necessarily this season.
No.
Season of Gluttony. Let's just not set too high
No.
expectations. There's every milestone of 10, depending on when the milestone hits, what season, that's when the reward comes. I can't say the asset.
Yeah.
My dev talk. That's when the reward unlock comes.
But for 60, there will be.
For 60, there will be, yes. So, we did the recap already.
Thank you for my feature contracts TED Talk.
That's everything. I see a lot of people talking about sales. We just had crazy sales.
Yeah.
July, like on our social channels, we had crazy sales on all platforms, as far as I know.
And it was like we had 50% off.
The best thing to do is to keep checking, keep your eye on the blogs and the social media posts from the whichever console or PC or streaming service you've got. They talk about it. We talk about it. There are sales going on constantly. We are talking about them when we can. We typically can't talk about it too early because that's sort of like taking the. We're asked not to. So when the sales are live, we talk about them. We tweet about them as much as we can. Facebook, whatever social media we have.
I think we're posting sales on all our social media.
There will be a sale. I see a lot of people saying, "Will there ever be a Stadia sale?" I can check when that's the case. If that hasn't happened yet, yes. So we are taking questions now. We're seeing them roll in on Twitch. We have a bunch sort of gathered from the official, unofficial question gathering place. So I see a lot of people about other languages. We talked about Japanese coming in Japan, of course, but we also talked about Russian and Chinese. That's in the game now. There isn't any plans right now to add additional languages that I'm aware of. It might well be that it will happen down the line, as it did with Russian and Chinese. There's always a chance that can happen, but it's not on any roadmap that I'm aware of. So that's not on the agenda there. I see a lot of talk about the butcher suit as well. If you don't know what this is, it was like a concept. It was something that was in motion, and that this happens a lot. That stuff comes into the game, and people find it. It might well have a place later down the line. It might never come out. This is the way that it works.
Yeah.
I think there's nothing to say about it now, but I see a lot of people talking about it, so we can talk about it as well. Yes. Let's just roll through questions. Clemens, we can maybe look at some of these as well. I see modding policy coming up as well. This was something I talked about on 4 pages of paper once upon a time, that we are working on what that could be, what our sort of stance for mods is. Right now, the policy is that you're not allowed to mod the game. That's what the terms of service says. If you look at the terms of service on the website and what you agree to before you play the game, it specifically says no modifications. So if that's the official rule. So So there's nothing official I can say beyond that, but we are looking at what we want to do there.
Yeah.
Let's say. So that's the mod policy update. Yes. One thing I see about the server replacement stuff, that's a little bit more tricky. That's a little bit more of a red flag. So, server manipulation and stuff like that is never something that we're going to support, officially or unofficially or anything. That's generally we would consider that a red flag. We can. I think these are more complicated conversations that we can take on the back end of a stream. I admit that that's where we open ourselves up for questions like that. But it's something we'll keep on the radar. Let's say. Yeah.
We also see a lot of questions regarding contracts mode.
Yeah, of course.
And that there are no changes to this on the table in the immediate future, but we see all your questions and it is discussed. So, but for now, it's a wait and see, but it's noted and we are it's being discussed. So it's not dead in the water.
No, I mean it's something I remember back in, I think it was 2000. How old am I? 16 or 17 maybe, where we talked about focused feedback for contracts mode and what can we update, what can we change. And then we since sort of beefed up escalations, as some of you may know, to have more complications, to have a lot more sort of to be a bit beefier, and we introduced new complications that are only available in escalations. And I've asked the team a few times, like how can we do this? How where is it? And it's one of those things where a lot of people want to do it, and it probably takes more work to do, and detracts from future content, which is also something we want to keep creating, right? We want to keep creating new content, both this year and next for Hitman 3, so that there's a stream of content. We've sort of set that precedent, right? That's not something we want to break. So it's constantly a balancing act. It's constantly, is this the right time for us to do it? Do we have the people that can do it? Do we have the time? What does it take to QA it? Of course, QA is a very important part of game dev that, they only have limited time, let's say. And it's there's always more ideas than we have time. So to release something that's of a high quality and to make it fit, there's a lot of considerations. They start to sound like excuses, but that's not the case. It's just game dev is complicated. So even though we can sit here and say that we want to do it and a lot of people like it and we like the ideas, that doesn't necessarily mean that we can make it happen. So that's where we are with contracts. But like Clement said, it's something that we often discuss. It's well noted, let's say. We know that people want it. So yeah, I hope that's some sort of answer. I also see people talking about Haven Island and wall hack and stuff like that. I saw some videos recently as well. Some prominent Hitman YouTubers showing off stuff, and I think that's also been really helpful. We can talk about that afterwards. About this, we are always making fixes when we do have a patch, right? And we've just had a patch every month since January. So we've been fixing what you might call wall hack or NPCs seeing through walls and stuff like that. I see another question now. What about chunking wall hack? Yeah, it's not like there's a toggle in the game that is allow NPCs to wall hack and we forgot to tick it off. It's very specific to each specific location and each specific act. An act meaning like what 47 is doing, where he's doing it, how the level is set up. They are very individual things that need addressing. So we do have a database of the ones that are tracked that we know of. Probably too many for us to update on the known issues, but we do have a very awesome QA team and an online team and a release team who are tracking these things, and player support, not to mention that. Like if you send issues to player support, they track them and they store them, and the dev team sees them and they update the tracking they already have. And the more information we have about the issue, the more likely we are to be able to fix it. I can't say here now we've turned off wall hack. That's not a thing we can do, but it is tracked and noted. Geeky, you are one of the people I heard mention. I saw your videos of Haven, and I think it was actually really good that you showed exactly where it happened. It was almost like a bug report, right? In some way, that's what we need when we like. The first thing that QA need is they need to be able to reproduce it themselves. If we see you do it on a video, or we see people talk about it, but we can't make it happen ourselves, we have no chance of being able to fix it. So knowing exactly where to go, exactly what to do, and seeing specifically for Haven, because I saw that come up quite a bit. I saw the video down in the basement with the guy. You were throwing water newspapers at people, I think. Down in the underground bit of Haven with the servers or whatever it is down there. And there's some guy like 2 floors up that spots you dragging about it. Yeah, of course that sucks, right? That's not what we want there. So they are tracked, they are known. When I see them, I put them into Jira or report them to Jira as like the bug tracking system, or people that can fix them. And we'll get to it. But of course, it's also a Hitman 2 level, and if we have to weigh up Hitman 2 and Hitman 3 issues, we are leaning more heavily towards Hitman 3. So there's a prioritization that goes in there as well. And as new content comes out, new issues come up. It's an ongoing cycle. I'm sure at some point we can have someone who can talk to this a whole lot better than I can about the specifics and how we handle these things and how we prioritize. I know that our release manager actually has talked about potentially being involved, about talking about like behind the scenes of what we do with patches, how that works, how it happens. So yes. And I also know that the Haven issues occur in Hitman 3. I know that too. So yes.
Yes.
Big answer to a frustrating issue. I know it's irritating when it happens. So yeah. Trinity Pack is also being discussed, whether that comes available for sale or not. Nothing to share there. We're looking at what to do with it. For now, if you pre-ordered, you got it. It's still technically a pre-order exclusive or incentive. So
we also see questions regarding ray tracing, and that is news on that. It's still happening, but news on when and where to come. So stay tuned. I love saying stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Coming soon.
Coming soon.
Yeah.
Soon in your game.
I see another question I'm seeing is
shoulder swap.
Shoulder swap. That's an interesting one. We'll talk about that another time. I see people talking about what was it now? Oh, I've lost my train of thought. Cross play over contracts.
I saw that too.
Cross play contracts or something. That's another one of those nice to have, not in the plan things. I think that would be great. That's also why we sort of do featured contracts. Featured contracts bridge that gap because we propagate them to all platforms because they are featured.
And this is also, I just want to like a quick remark, is that some community members out there actually recreate the contracts for other platforms. So sometimes there's a very cool Xbox contract. Someone will go in and make that same contract as close as they can, so you can play it on PlayStation or PC. So this is like community driven, soft cross-gen, but they have to make it right. So but there are some, to look at the Hitman forums on the various threads, people are saying, this is really cool, remake it for other platforms. So check that out.
Okay, I'm seeing lots and lots of I've seen a few people say fix the suit in Haven Island. I don't know what that is. If we can send it to player support, or if you already have, great, we can check it.
Call the tailor.
We'll call the tailor. Tommy Clemenza is available. Yes. A few other questions. We're going to look at what's coming out, like what's rolling through. Halloween and Christmas from Hitman 1 and 2. I think stay tuned. We'll talk about Halloween and Christmas a little bit later on. The swimwear has really bad clipping. Okay. I hope player support knows about it. If not, we can check what's there. If not, we're
running out of time, man.
We'll flag. So we've got 5 minutes left. 4 minutes. Okay. We're gonna end right on the time. So I think we also need to remember. I've wrote it down here. Pizza prize. We need to find out who was the first one to write pineapple pizza, and we'll send a prize to that person, and then hopefully they'll tell you how great the prize was.
And it's not gonna be a pizza with pineapples.
It's not gonna be a pizza. No. We'll figure out what that could be.
I hit the table again. I'll stop hitting the table.
But if the mouse is on chat, it pauses and we can't see the questions. So we have slow mode on.
I saw people commenting on shirts. These are available for purchase on the IOI merch store.
Yes.
Also the Sanguine shirt. So if you like it, you can buy it. This also comes in white, actually. I don't know. Does the Sanguine come? No. There's two. This is the Dartmoor Garden Show shirt. It has a very cool Hitman 3 logo on the back.
Yep.
It's a very nice shirt.
Somebody says they want the snazzy IOI coasters, so you can have one. Almost. I was hoping it was going to knock the camera back and everything.
Oh, that would be expensive.
Didn't happen. Coasters. We have lots of them.
Yeah.
If you're ever in Copenhagen, you can stand outside the window and shout at us, and we'll throw one out the window at you. When do we schedule the photo session for my ET manga? We'll be in touch. Release the Solstice suit. I don't think anyone officially at IOI has ever talked about the Solstice suit, so I couldn't possibly comment on what that is. Which Hitman movie is better? That's a question for you, Clemens.
Is there a Hitman movie?
Next question. Release the Clemens suit.
Yes, that would be great.
Can I swing by your office and get one now? It's probably best that you don't, but send Clemens a Discord DM and he'll organize to get you a coaster if you're nearby. Of course, COVID restrictions mean we have to throw it out the window at you. But, that could be a fun viral meme. So
I'm very good at throwing. So
I saw mine.
Hit the camera.
Hit the camera.
All right. Very close.
Nowhere near.
I hit the wires to the camera.
Nowhere near.
You didn't even get close.
You can do VAR on it and get screen grabs of whose coaster was closest. The elusive targets this month. So we have been doing a lot of questions. If you have just joined, we've talked a bunch about what's coming up. The full roadmap for the season of Gluttony is going to land August 31st. So you can look out for that.
On Tuesday.
Yeah. So we've got 2 minutes to go. Let's do a final catch
also,
up.
if you didn't hear my long display talk, we have very cool new displays. We got a 25% discount running right now together with Display. Go to display.com, use HM25, you get 25% off your purchase. And we just got the new location, what was it called? Location collection. And they're really cool. I can encourage you to check them out. Might be your favorite locations. You can go in and pick that one. It's really cool. I encourage you to check it out. Even though you don't want to buy it, just go and check it out. They're really cool.
Okay, so Season of Gluttony, August 31st.
Tuesday, next week.
Shoulder swab. The patch after. September.
Season of.
If we didn't get to your question, sorry. We ran out of time.
Yeah.
We answered everything that popped up. We answered stuff that we saw on the forum. Only 2 pages this time. We're going to leave you with the Gluttony trailer.
Yeah.
So you can see it one more time. And we will be back mid-September. He will be back.
I'll be back.
Mid-September with IOI Insider Extra.
Yes.
Our bonus live stream. And we'll see you on the next one.
Yeah, I think that we covered it all. So have a great weekend when you get there sometime. Tomorrow is Friday. That's my brain is on Friday.
Yep.
Take care, everyone.
Well, hello, 47. After so much sinful indulgence, I'm sure you must be famished. And I have just the right task for you. My piggy friend is a real gourmand, and it shows, so he can't really move around. It's the nature of a pig. Go find him. He will give you his wish list for an appetizer that he is preparing. Bring him what he wants, and he will reward you. Now go, 47. Fill the pig.